Okay, here we are. Happy Monday evening, and things are starting to get pretty dark. I mean, the UK is starting to get pretty dark pretty quickly now. Happy Monday. Hello, hello. For some reason, I was yellow when I was when I started the cam. Now I'm fine, if but I feel like I'm pale though. There's like a bit of a desaturation over here. But if I don't put the desaturation, look what happens. Um, wait, actually, I think might be yeah here. If I don't put the desaturation, look what happens. I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's yeah. So I need to be a little bit paler today, I guess. 87, I think it's fine. It might be this one that kind of reflects weirdly on my face because it's too yellow. Or it might be the camera that finally decided to leave me, which is also very possible. But we'll do. Oh no, wait. Actually, if I do this, it can adjust itself. Yep. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to default. Oh my god, I'm blue now. Yeah, this camera is okay. I'm still blue, but oh well, wait. Uh huh. I don't want to do that. Oh my god, what's going on? Okay. Oh, it's the white balance that's basically screwed up. Okay, that's really good to know. Okay, I'll do it that way. Should be alright. Okay, happy Monday again to you. Nice to have you here, my dear friend Quipscore. Today we're going to try and make up for the absolute embarrassment that was the last stream where I wasn't able to even implement one feature. We're going to implement two. Uh, I have a question though, because sometimes when I code, I never use generative AI to code for me, but I might use it as like a coding assistant. Is that ethical? Is that allowed? Is that something that you would support? Is that something that would make you uncomfortable? I don't know, because I use it as a learning tool. Like I feel like I can get to the implementation by myself, but because I don't have like a programmer's background, I kind of need a bit of a nudge in the right direction sometimes. And I tried Googling for this issue, for the following the player and whatnot. It was completely inconclusive. Everybody was kind of taking me back to the paths, and that's not exactly what I want to do. I want to do the snake-like thing. And when I tried looking into snake development, then snake is basically, it's segments, but it was implemented in a very different way, of course. I just feel like these days Google is so shit that ChatGPT is effectively replacing it. Okay, great. Yeah, that's my view as well lately. I feel like yeah, it's been really difficult to find any sort of answers. Anyway, YouTube. I mean, on YouTube, I was hoping I would find someone with my exact same problem. Um, but I don't think it's good, but it's another thing entirely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I would do is maybe ask it, okay, so how do you think I can approach this? And please don't give me any code snippets. Unless I'm like, oh, I need to do player movement. Give me something quick because I don't want to go there and code the same 50 lines that 50 maybe is a bit too much, but about 20, 30 to 40 lines that I do every time I need to do like player movement. I could copy it and paste it from somewhere else, but it's kind of the same result. So yeah, but then I tweak it to my liking and whatnot. So yeah. Right, that's good to know because I tried Googling for this issue and I got to absolutely no solution. I went to YouTube, found a lot of videos. I started looking into vectors and understanding geometry and whatnot for game development, which is very fascinating, but completely different rabbit hole as opposed to what I wanted to do. So I think what I'm going to do for this one is rely on a little conversation that I had already started just because I was curious to see what it would say. And it ended up saying exactly what I thought it would. So I was on the right track, but implementing it is a different story. So the idea is I need to do an array of player positions and I need to move basically the coworkers towards the latest player position in the array. Not the latest, the latest I'd say because it deletes. It uses it works as a queue, so it always kind of pushes the last position, and then it kind of tries to follow the player as it goes. Now I have a couple more things that I thought about. If I get the coworkers to follow the player position too closely, then I will basically have too much snapping, I think, or maybe too close to the player. I need some sort of like distance, which is maybe the segment of the player's length, which I think is 32 pixels. I believe it was 32 pixels. So I need at least a little bit of a buffer cushion or whatever. But I'm gonna have to see how exactly to do that. So let me just get started with this little setup. GOOOOO is already open, but I do kind of want to have the trusted intern, which is ChatGPT. I don't even think you need an array. One entry is enough because if you have two courses, they can read from each other. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think one entry is enough. So I just keep track of one player position. I will start with that one. If it doesn't quite work, I will move to something else. Um, but um, but yeah, okay. So we've got basically everything I need. So there we go. Transition to did it do exactly how I wanted it to? Yeah, okay. So you should be able to see the GOOOOO window now, zoomed in slightly, and we are into here. Zoomed in because last time someone was trying to follow along as I coded, and they said, "Oh, I can't read shit," which is fair enough. So I feel like I can do that. Okay. Yep. Perfect. So let's see. We need to follow the player position with an offset, which I'm going to scrap this entire implementation that I did because it's absolutely useless. So I tried to find an offset position and then offset it by 36. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the width of the sprite. It's 36 by 36. And that didn't work. I do have the flip. I think sign direction. I think I do have the flip working, but this whole offset position thing is not gonna work. So I'm gonna try and um let's see if it's yeah, I will delete this one as well. Full play position with offsets. I feel like I do need an array of coworkers at least to keep track. Regardless, I need to keep track of how many coworkers are following the player, because it's going to be useful maybe later on to just keep track of them and seeing exactly how many there are. Mostly because like I need to keep track of how many coworkers there are in a level and how many the player finds. So I will still have like a coworker array in the main level, and I will add coworkers as the player finds them. So that will be useful. I did not need it for the jam game because I had the global variable that kept track of the coworkers. I feel like I will need it for this implementation. So let's see. This was the old way, sliding to position. There was direction, change direction, movement target, okay. And yeah, but like it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. They get stuck. So for now, I'll keep it there, but we'll see what happens. So I need to keep track of the player position. So I think I already have the player. What is this buddy? What does it relate to? Buddy. I don't know what this relates to. Why didn't I name it properly? Found icon. Oh, yeah, sorry. This is the coworker. This is the coworker script. Okay, fair enough. I need a reference to the player then. So for that one, I think, oh yeah, variable player, no. Oh, I already have a reference to the player. Perfect. Get tree first node in group player, okay. And then the target is coworker portal. That is to register that they have reached the target, and then they disappear. Path desired distance, target desired distance, path max distance. This is all variables that I use for the navigation agent. I will not need it at this stage anymore. So I'm gonna have to actually kind of move things a little bit. I don't know if I can code with the microphone here because I can't see the keyboard. Not that I need it, but it makes me more precise if I do. We'll do nav agent, wait, old way, nav agent variables. Okay, and now I think the thing that we have to do at this point is find the player. So Starting position is a position. Target position is I rather than target, I'm gonna say portal. No wait. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna touch that. Player position vector 2 was null. I don't think I have to initialize it, but yeah, no, there you go. It has to. It can't be null. Okay. Learning. Why did I save a screenshot just now? How did I do that? Oh, because I pressed F12, I think. Ah well. Okay, got the player position, the target position, and the starting position. So position variables. I like to comment my code, not too extensively, but I like to comment it because I know it's good practice, best practice to do so. Okay, so when we're ready, okay, then follow player position with offset. I feel like once we get the player, we need to get already the player position. Player position equals player dot global position. Oh god, global player dot come on, player dot global. Oh, never mind. Position. Gets the player position for navigation. Okay. Right. And now I kind of need not a for loop, but something like that. Because I need to check the player position at specific intervals. So I need to check it every time the player moves or the player changes, player position changes, I check it. Otherwise, it's going to be a computational nightmare, I guess. So, but actually, and if it checks every frame, I mean, that's all right. If player position, oh no, wait, player global position. No, I'll do it this way: player current position, and then I'm gonna have to do a player new position. Okay, so we're gonna do player current position. I'm getting there. Player new position. Oh no, player old position. Player current position is still a vector 2. Yeah, do more typos when I'm not perfectly aligned to the keyboard. Okay, then player old position, which could also be player start position, actually. Player start position. Yeah, let's call it player start position. Player.global position. And then from there, if player current position is not equal to no wait, player. Oh yeah, player start position. Then at that point, we start tracking the player position. So player current position equals player dot, oh god, player dot global position. Something has broken my GD script predict text, I think. Might be a GOOOOO update, or maybe one of the plugins that I've installed, but there's something wonky going on. Okay, player current position, player global position. All right, so now I feel like I need to get smarter. I probably need to get like some sort of debug menu sorted where I can keep track of all these variables without having to print them to the console. But that's advanced. We'll do it later. Oh, I think my kitty is about to poop, which means I might have to shoot and clean it. Okay, if player current position is not the player start position, the player current position becomes the position that the player currently has. And then our position, okay, our position becomes, no, target position. Kira! She's getting crazy today. I don't know what she's got. I lost my train of thought. Clinical position. Place her position. Okay, so we want. Let's start with this one. If player current position is not player start position, the player current position is player current position, and target position becomes player current position, and then which is an extra step. I'm aware. It's just for readability, and then our I think has to be global position becomes the target position. Okay. So this should get the coworker to follow the player position, and it's step 1. Now let's see what happens after this step. This music is still really good. Okay. Yeah, that works. Look at that. Okay, so we're keeping track of the player position at the moment. And it looks like the logic is working because we are changing the global position to the target position, which is being reset to the player current position. Great. Now we need the offset. And this is the problem here. And that's the whole challenge. So far, we're fine. But we have the system so that now I can create the thingy for the, let me just clean Kida and I'll have a think in the meantime. Okay, here we go. Okay, so target position, player current position, we got that. That works. Now we have to start building in the offset. And I feel like I need to. I feel like I need to. Build in some sort of delay. But I don't want to do it with a timer or something like that, which would be stupid. I think I need, like, I know exactly how I would do it in C, for example. I would do like a for loop and, I know, maybe a while. Maybe I can do a while loop here. Yeah, maybe I can do a while loop here. It's a little tricky, but I risk the infinite loop. But let me see. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I want. Okay, so I think I know the logic here. So I want a certain distance, which is 32, um, or 36, I think it was. I deleted it, but it was 36 or 32 to pass before the player before the coworker starts following the player or something like that. I need to have that kind of offset or starts tracking the player positions. So what I need to do is first of all have those two variables. I'm gonna call them breadcrumbs variables, like following breadcrumbs or something like that. So variable I want to do space, no, the trail spacing, I like that. trail spacing equals 32. We do as a float because you never know. And then to do distance, distance walked, something like that. I'm gonna do that at 0. I don't know if I want this to be a variable because I'm not gonna change it. Probably more like a constant. So I'm gonna do a const trail spacing. I know they should put all the const at the top. For now, let me just experiment. I'll clean up later. Trail spacing 32, distance walked 0. Okay, so let's see. So when I want to do it so that for every, let me think. So if we do that. Oh, I should probably keep track of my current position as well. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a step back. Here's what I need to do. I need to. It's so painful to imagine people watching me doing this. I need to get the player to. I need to follow the player with an offset. To do that, I need to keep track of how much distance the player runs. Keep track of player distance. When distance reaches a certain spot. Yeah, leave a breadcrumb. Move coworker to breadcrumb. And then kind of repeat. So this is kind of what I want to do. So I want to keep track of the play. I want to leave a breadcrumb behind using like a this one, the player current position is the player doing the target position basically. And I want to leave it only when the distance reaches a certain something. So this is every frame. So let's say if let's do player distance walked as well, and we do 0. If player distance walked is less than trail spacing, at that point, we don't do anything, actually, because we want to at least follow that. So the other way around. So if player distance walked is bigger than trail spacing, then we go to yeah, player current position, target position. Oh, we'll do it this way. Target position. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting closer. Target position equals player current position. As soon as we reach the spacing, at that point, we bring the trails. Oh no, why? I need to change it actually. No, I don't. Player distance walked goes back to 0 because we start again. And in the physics process, for every time before we even do this check. I don't even think I need that, to be fair. Let's do it that way. 2, 3. Okay. Target position is the player current position, and then we do full position, target position. Okay, okay, okay. Feel like I'm getting very close. And in the meantime, all the time we do player. If we're following the player, then player distance, no, player distance walked. But I feel like we need to grab the distance walked from the player. So keep track of that one. So I think we want that variable to be inside the player. So let's go here, carry distance. Yeah, I was starting to implement something here, but I didn't quite do it. Okay. I think I want it to be. Yeah, don't mind that at all. Crumbs insert. No, I was starting to do like a different system. It's fine. I will try it this way first. From variables. So, bar distance walked is 0, and then every time we move, I want there to be the trail spacing needs to be there too. It's like I'm getting into object territory here. I feel like this is a variable that they both should share, so be two different things. But yeah, trail spacing 32, var distance walked 0. Every time we move, if we're moving in, get global models position. Okay, and this gets a simple taps. Yeah, but if we're moving, target global position. Okay, target X and position X. There's like a direction. Is like in vectors. So moving left, true. I'm starting to get there, I guess, but direction normalized, move and slide. Yeah, okay, but yeah, I can do it here. Do distance walked plus equals 1, I think. Not quite sure, but let's see what happens. If distance walked equal to trail spacing and distance walked else distance walked was 0. I could even do it that way. And if distance walked equals trail spacing, the bigger or go to distance walked 0, and we keep going. I think this is how we basically check that the position works. So keeps track of distance walked. Okay. And here is where we leave a breadcrumb behind. Okay, so if player dot distance walked is bigger or equal to player that trails spacing. Target position is the player current position. Go position around player distance walked. We just removed because we don't need it here. That one here. Okay. Okay. Let's see what this does. I feel like it's gonna be broken, but let's see if it did anything at all as I imagined it would do. Oh, by the way, desktop audio is mute. It did something. Okay, it works in terms of tracking. I don't know where they went though. Yeah, okay, they're all here. No, never mind. I don't know where they went, I'll be honest. Yeah, because I don't have the player's current position. Okay, so target position would be player dot global position. I was skipping a step. I think it would send them to there. Okay, let's see what happens. But actually, it looks like it's kind of starting to work. Let's see what happens though. I'm not sure it's going to be as smooth as I was thinking it would be. Oh, look, look, look. Look. Uh-huh. Okay. We have the semblance of something. Definitely looks more like a trail, but we still don't quite have the offset. I don't think this is working. I need 2 positions. I need the player to leave 2 positions behind. So I need to register a position. When I need to register the old position. So I think I will need a trail of breadcrumbs after all, Cliffsker. Because I need to register the old position. I need the player to I need the coworkers to follow the player with an offset. So right now there is an offset in the movement, in the snapping, and that is what I need to target. But let me first of all, let me play around with this value first. So 36. Oh yeah, breadcrumb spacing is 36. It's a bit too much. Let me try a 12, for example. See what happens. This should reduce the time. Yeah, there you go. It's okay, but right now it works kind of like a timer. So, basically it waits. It kind of waits. Oh, but I see what you meant though. I see what you meant when you said 1 entry is enough. Because actually all I need is for the Jericho should take the position of Cork in front of them and you have a snake. Yeah, but that comes later. For now, I want them to snap to a position that is basically just behind the player. And I'm almost there. But I see what you meant there. I need to keep track of 2 positions. I need to keep track of the player's current position and the player's old position. And I need the coworker to target the old position and not the current position. Because if I want to, if doing any logic in terms of positions and current positions has taught me anything, is that, or even changing states and whatnot, keeping track of 2 things. To keep track of 2 things, you need 3. It's a isn't it like it's called what is it called? Is it called merge sort or I don't remember. I studied it anyway when I was doing the Harvard thingy. There's that thing where you have if you have to sort two things, you need like an empty container to keep data for the for one of the two, and then you swap them around and you just do it that way. So you keep like a third buffer, so to speak. Um, that's what I need basically. I need the position buffer to keep track of the current position and the old position, and I just swap them around as I go. So I'm getting close. I'm getting very close. Player. That's quick sort. Quick sort. That's what it is. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's quick sort. Yeah. Which sounds very similar to quick score. So I call that a full circle moment. Right. Okay. Well, in that case, I feel like we're making progress. It's nice, and I'm kind of doing it by myself. Yes, I did get kind of the inspiration from my conversation with AI, but I'm not using it at all. I mean, I have it here. I have the kind of stuff that it was talking to me about, but I'm ending up doing something completely different. Because I'm not doing the breadcrumb system that it was suggesting. So yeah, that's good. I am proud of myself. Right. So we've got the direction variables, position variables. There we go. So target. I don't care about the target. I need the trail variables. Yeah, there we go. Trail variables. We got the trail spacing. I think I will change this one to be a changeable variable rather than a constant. Right now, it's like trail spacing. Don't want that. Don't need that. Trail spacing is going to be 32, and now I've got obviously trail spacing, and then same thing here. Trail spacing. Come on, okay. Trail spacing, right? So now I have to keep track of the current position, the old position. Trail variables, we got, okay. Var, previous position, equal, it's going to be a vector 2, then var current position to be a vector 2 as well. Now, as I do that, when I'm starting to track positions, this is swapped +1. But this is a nice little buffer, I guess, for the crumb's distance. Let's see if I get to it in a different way. So current position, previous position, and if we do a simple track distance walked, position, this is target. This is when it's moving. So this is what I want. This is what I want to do. This is the trail spacing, and that's when I drop the last one. So if the trail spacing becomes okay, so let's see. I need to update 2 positions. So when I do this, distance walked is not, if the distance walked is not as large as the trail spacing, then you keep track of it. Oh, I have it. This is when distance walked becomes 0, then we drop the breadcrumb. No, wait. Wait. So when we start, that's the origin position. I don't care. Previous position, current position, vector 2. When we start, we do the var. No, we do target global position, spacebar prompt hide, click prompt hide. We do player. No, current position equals player dot global position. That's Fine. Then the old previous position is no, it's not null. It can't be null at the moment. So current position is the global position, and we have it. Okay. Okay, I have it. So while we're incrementing the position, the current position becomes what was that? I feel like I need to write this in pseudocode to help me out a little because I have it. I have the logic here. So what I'm trying to do is when the player reaches when the player reaches the trail spacing, drop record the current position, overwrite the previous one, overwrite the previous one, use previous one as target for the coworkers, and repeat. But I don't think that's gonna work. I think that's gonna give me the same issue. Like they're just gonna snap to the current position. So how do I do it so that I'm missing some logic here. There's some logic loop that I'm not thinking about. Okay, so if we have current, we have let's put it visually, a little bit. We have previous and we have current. Previous needs to be recorded when? When does the previous position need to be stored? When we reset. No, not when we reset. When we reset, we need to store the new one. We need to change the previous when we reset the counter. So this is swapped. When we reset the counter. But how do we get that in the first place? How do we set that? I need to think silently for a second. So we have the current position. That doesn't get touched. Oh yeah, but like we need the current position to store it somewhere. Okay. I'm getting there. So okay. We have the previous position, right? We store it. Okay, when we reach the trail spacing, previous position equals global position, and that's the previous position. No. Well, yeah, but no. Because it becomes the current one. I'm lost. Mm, I'm lost. I feel like I need to draw this somehow. I don't want to become pirate software, but let's do this. um. Right. So I still don't understand how this thing works, bruh. uh. I still don't understand how this thing works. Why is it not painting? I've got the god. Ah, that's why. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Strange. Right. So we got the current position. No, we got the old position. We got the current position. Right. So when the player moves, oh, and we got the distance in between. So when the player gets here, at this point, that's its current position. I don't know why I'm using the current position. I don't think I need it at all. When the player gets here, the counter, the spacing counter gets reset. So it can go, this one becomes the old, and this one becomes the current. But that's if I'm planning ahead. I'm actually looking behind. I'm looking at the past. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. So actually, the current position isn't useful at all. So I know I might be, I must be overcomplicating this for myself. There's probably something, a really stupid solution that I'm not thinking about because I'm live streaming and I'm under pressure. So if um, right, so we have the old position, right? The previous position. We call it previous without confusing myself. The previous position. Okay. When do we record the PP? We record the PP. We keep the PP stored. Yeah, we keep the PP stored while we move. We need kind of an intermediate position, I guess. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. We need kind of an intermediate position. Record the PP. The P. We need kind of that's what I was thinking about. We can have an intermediate one so that we can store the old one and we can keep storing the current one, and then we can go ahead. This is the current one and this is the most recent one, so that's the middle. So that's I don't know how to call them, but basically I don't need the current position because that's always the player's global position, but I need two of them, and then I swap them around as I do. You hear yourself? Yes, I do. I do. Um, so that means when we get here, this one becomes this one, and this one becomes this one. So this way, we always have a record of the previous one. Um, yeah, this way we always have a record of the previous one, and this is the one that we use for the coworkers to then follow you. And this way we create basically a system of breadcrumbs where essentially, yeah, we do this thing pretty much. Yeah, we'll create a system of breadcrumbs because when this one moves here, then it will move there, and will move there, and so on. So basically, I need 3. As I was thinking, the quick sort, I will need 3 containers. I need the previous position, I need the current position, and I need the middle position, the buffer position, buffer, I guess. A buffer position, a position. Maybe I'll call it position buffer, something like that. So we got the position buffer. Previous position becomes the global position. Okay. Right. When we reach the end of the trail, previous position comes position buffer. Okay, and then position buffer becomes player. No, becomes the global position. Okay, so we're getting there basically. I feel like I'm still missing a thing because we need to kind of keep track of the. We need to set the position buffer in the first place. But actually, this might work. To be fair, this might already work. This might already work because basically we're using a buffer, and every time it gets first, it gets assigned, then it gets updated. Maybe actually, maybe I think I have to do it the other way around. So first we assign the global position to the position buffer. The previous position becomes the position buffer. Then when we reach the end of the trail, it happens again. The position buffer becomes. Yeah, I don't think I'm very close, but I'm missing still one stage of assignment, I think. Because right now, what's going to happen is that the position buffer. Wait, though. Wait a minute. What if we do this? Position buffer equals global position. Whenever we start moving, we fill the position buffer. I don't know. This is going to be a little wonky. But okay, so the current way it works is when we start moving, the buffer gets updated with the current global position. Basically, while we move. So this is useless. Useless. This is useless, basically. It's 5, okay. This is useless. Okay. Right. There's one step. Oh, when we press the mouse. Of course, when we press the mouse. No. No, that doesn't make sense. Well, I guess it kind of does. Keeps track of distance walked. Is the previous position that I'm missing. Like when we get to the target, maybe we record a position, but it's not that. We need I'm going to test it, but it's going to produce exactly the same result, because right now I'm not storing the previous position. Oh yeah, also these guys are not set to follow the previous position, are they? Global positions, target positions is player, not the global position, is the previous position. Oh. Ah, yeah, because it's... Okay. Change that. Oh! Wait a minute, it's actually working. With a huge... I think I may have made it work somehow. I'm not sure what the logic was, but it works. So, yeah, but I don't care about the distance walked because that calculation is already in the player, so I can simply do that. Let's see. That adds an extra position, an extra buffer there. It works! It works! Yes, of course it works. Of course it fucking works. I'm setting the previous position to the position buffer. And then I'm storing the position buffer to be updated. Something like that, anyway. Uh, I'm using the position buffer that stores, and it doesn't get updated every frame, so it's fine. For it starts at 0, but I'm trying to understand my own code. That is really interesting because I have no idea what. Well, not no idea, but I need to really break down what is making it work. Keeps track of distance walked. So when we reach the end of the trail, the position buffer becomes the previous position. And so the previous position becomes fixed. But then the position buffer... Buffer position. Okay. I'm getting closer. It's a little bit too much not snappy, I guess. I'm a little bit too snappy. The movement of the coworkers has to be a little smoother. But it kind of works. Doesn't exactly follow the player. Yeah, because the previous position doesn't get updated. Oh, yeah. It's the other way around, though. The previous position doesn't get updated until we reach 0 again. And meanwhile, the position buffer keeps getting updated, I think. Oh, no, wait. This is the way I'm supposed to do it. The position buffer keeps track of the global position. Then becomes the previous position. Once we reach the end of the trail. So basically, we're keeping track of the player's position at every point, but we only record it when we reach the end of the trail. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. But now the coworkers are a bit too close. So I'm not really using it as a spacing. Again, I'm using it as a timer. Same time. Yeah, so that's what didn't, that's what. So the buffer actually works. So the effect is basically there. But I think I want the coworkers to always follow target's previous position. Right now it's a bit too snake-like. Not snake-like, it's a bit too a bit too snappy, so to speak. I'm not sure I want the trail spacing to be that snappy. Let's do a 6, for example. That should reduce the time, make it a little smoother. But also reduce the distance, most likely. Not something that I would like. It is smoother, though. Much smoother. Okay, what if I do 2? Probably gonna be too close if I do 2, though. Now this is closer to what I want, but still not smooth enough. Because there's that delay in following, but I think that's it's kind of inevitable at this stage. Because what I'm doing is building in a delay pretty much in following the player so that I can have that offset. Maybe the breadcrumbs would have allowed that smoothness. Because if I'm keeping track of all breadcrumbs, or I'm leaving a breadcrumbs every time I do like 32 steps, or so to speak, or 6 steps, or whatever they are, then yeah, so basically an array of player positions might have helped. And that's infinitely easier to implement because I simply add the current position to the array. And then after a while, maybe I curb it so that it doesn't get too big. Like after, I don't know, after 500 crumbs or something like that. And I keep replacing them and I keep refurbishing the array. But that's an optimization I can do later. For now, I'm glad that this works. Pretty much what I wanted. The downside of using the system with like previous and current positions is that now it's a little snappy. It does work though. It does give you that snake feel. It's a little distracting, I will argue. His coworkers now do that. Now, now I need to work with the array. So I did do that. Follows player position with an offset based on the player's most recent position before on position relative to trail spacing. So I got that. Now I need to create the list of coworkers just to be an array. And then for each one, like, I think I need to assign some sort of an index. No, it's not. I need to assign an index. I need to understand how queues work. The methods like popping and those things in arrays work in Godot. So Godot pop array. array. Let's see the methods that it has. Not the descriptions. Method. Methods. Not callable. Append. Okay, there's append, obviously. What is the opposite of append? Alias of pushback. Oh, you can also use pushback. Makes sense. You can append a value at the end of the array. The logic is really simple. So I just have to work out the current index -1, and if it's out of range, then I just follow the player. Simple as that, I think. There's custom player count duplicate arrays fill. Filter find. What's filter? Oh, calls the given callable in each element of the array, returns a new filter array. Okay, that's really interesting. Find custom front, returns the first element. Okay, get typed as. Isn't there a push front? Should be. Pop at. Pop front removes and returns the first element of the array. Okay, removes and returns. Nope. Push back, push front. Adds an element at the beginning of the array, which is what I want to do. Pushback adds at the back. Pushback is a variant of append. Isn't there another name for append end? What's the other one? Array append end. Append end. I don't know. Oh, what's going on? The audio streams. Sorry. Huh? What's going on? Am I still live? Yeah, I am. Okay. Well, I don't know. OBS told me something about audio and whatnot. Oh, there's push back, I guess. So I guess it's a append and push front. Oh, insert. No, but insert in the append integer at the beginning. Append reverse. I don't know. And oh, prepend. I'm getting into semantics here, but like. Sorry, the audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. What? YouTube is having a moment. Yeah, excellent connection, but do you hear me? You do. Okay, so it's just OBS having a little bit of a moment here. Not sure why, but all right. Okay. Back to it. So it's push front, basically. That's what I have to do. I have to put it at the front. Well, I could put it at the back, I guess. But nah. I should at the beginning instead of on shift. It's like push. Okay, so basically there isn't a standard. I thought there would be. Well, it's push front. Oh wait, this method shifts every other element's index forward, which may have a noticeable performance cost, especially in larger arrays. Maybe I don't want to do that. I mean, it's not going to be a huge array. It's like a stupid little array with people, pawns following you. It's not going to be huge. Gonna do push front. Screw that. Where do I keep track of these though? I can keep track of an array of coworkers inside every single coworker. Maybe the player? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The player does make sense. Um, Trail variables right here. Coworker trail. Packed type packed. Oh, it's an array anyway. And we put it empty for now. Now, every time I find a coworker, I have to add it to the coworker trail. And we have to push it to the front. So let's see. Every time I'm found, I guess I have to emit a signal. Oh boy. Back into the signals. So let's do it this way. Add coworker. Oh yeah, but then I need a reference to the coworker that I found. Hmm. Okay. Well, not really. I mean, I guess I can just do this calculation from the coworker. So I mean, it's not the cleanest, but I think I can do this. If it's in the player, we change the state. Visible is true. Play. We await. Then like okay. But as soon as we become following, as soon as we get found, it's found as true. I don't think I even need this variable anymore. But as soon as we are found, then we have to player dot coworker trail dot push front I don't think I can push myself into it. Can I? If I do push front, it's not going to do anything because there's nothing there. But player dot, and also is it the right one? Coworker trail, yeah. Push front. How would I do that? I need a reference to myself, which I can't possibly have. So I need the reference to the coworker that I'm touching, that I'm finding. I probably need to set up a whole different set of collisions, but probably not though. Let's see. GOOOOO add current object to array. Add current. I don't know. Current. Not script. It's not the right thing. Current node. Oh no. Current node. Actually, I don't even need that. I just need a reference to. Okay, I think I got it. It's a very stupid question actually. We're going to the active coworker. The active coworker is going to have a body. And all I need is the position of the. Yeah, I kind of need the position of the node though. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, active coworker. Here we go. And that's basically us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go in here and do player. Why did I go back to the previous version? I don't know. Player.coworker trail push front active coworker. There we go. So now we're going to have an array of these nodes with their directions and whatnot. Now, here's where the here's where here's where the logic comes in, because now we have to now that we're at the front of the list, now we have to basically figure out if um if no, but I don't have like a reference to the um hmm if next element. So if um wait though, if active coworker, I need the index basically. I need to make an index every time. So we're now inside the active coworker array. You just have to find the first element or the next element and follow it. But now how do I that's the thing, because then I can't really target position, player position. We're inside of the coworkers. Player coworker trail push front active coworker. Also for next element, all of that stuff I need to do, but now I just need to make sure that we are following. Well, first of all, I kind of need to keep track of my own position as well. Position variables, distance walked bar, current position. No, previous position. Vector 2, and then position buffer. Vector 2. Same thing here actually. Then we do if distance walked is while the distance walked is minor or equal to bar trail spacing. Let's say 6 again. Well, if this is welcome to the trail spacing, then the position buffer equals global position. Elif. I'm back at the step for a while. No problem. How's the snake going? The snake is going okay. I'm kind of hitting a. Oh wait. Kind of thinking about the array logic. Because now it's time to start building the trail. So I just have to kind of work out that, but I can show you where I got to. In the meantime. Because, oh, yeah, no, fair enough. And if distance walked is bigger or equal to larger than or equal to trail spacing, then the previous position becomes position buffer, and then we reset distance walked 0. But obviously here we also have to, oh, no, wait. Where? And then distance walked plus equals 1. Okay, it's not saving the scene. We're gonna have to reset. But oh, sometimes get on my nerves. Where are we? Okay, no, I kept it there. That's good. So to show you the snake and how it's going, it's kind of going. I got the coworkers to follow me in a snake-like way, but now I have to keep track of their relative positions to each other. See? Goes exactly where I go, so the problem of getting stuck isn't there anymore. Unless I get stuck. If I get stuck, then that's their problem too. Unfortunately, there are no issues of the sort, so yeah. The one thing that I have to do is I have to make sure that the player is above them. In terms of the indexing. So Z index, active coworkers, they need to be the Z index. No. Ordering 1. Oh, they're in the same layer. Player needs to be above, or they need to be below, something like that. 0, yeah, something like that. Yeah, there we go. So now the player is above them. Yeah. Does that work? Yeah, okay. I'm above them now. Great. Oh, this is much cleaner already with them, with the player 1 layer above them. That's great. Okay, now problem. Current problem is getting the array to work the way I want. So I've got them to be added to the coworker trail array, whatever. I think I want to print that one actually just to make sure that it's working. So player for coworker in player.coworker trail print coworker.global position. Yeah, maybe put the print in parentheses. There we go. Okay. Yep. Works. Look at that. It is adding to the array, effectively, all the coworkers that I find. So we are making good progress, actually. Now, the problem is, how do I get the next coworker? I would have to work out the current coworker's position in the array. But if I'm inside the coworker who's been added to the array, how do I work that out? I know that I'm always, when I'm added, I'm always at the back of the array, at the front of the array. I'm always the latest one. So I have to check. Hey Eugene, hi there, hi there. Yes, you finally got here during a dev stream. Which is doing? I mean, what? How is that? How it's going, or what I'm doing? I'm trying to build the snake-like trail still for this, but I did more progress this time than last time. Last time was a complete and total embarrassment. This time, I made more progress. So here you go. There's a coworker following you. Yes, I remember the complete and total embarrassment too. But here's the coworker following you. Not as smoothly as I'd like it to, but that's an optimization I can do later. I already know how. For now, I just want to create a trail. Now, I'm trying to get the trail made. Now, you can't see it here, but there's currently 2 coworkers in here. And I know that for a number of reasons. One, because I know that it works. Smooth by my method or some other. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh, maybe lerp. Yeah, sure. Yeah. You actually gave me an idea. I don't have to do like some weird breadcrumbs stuff. I can just do some lerp. I don't remember how to do lerp. I don't know if that was your intent, but you did give me this idea. I don't remember how to do lerp because I've been using tweens a lot more. I don't want to use a tween here. Tweens are endlessly and stupidly complicated. There is a function. Oh, yeah, lerp. Yeah, exactly. So global position, target position. I think it's lerp. I have to double check the documentation because I don't remember. Online docs, lerp. I think it goes like value 1, value 2 smooth. Yeah. Something like that. There's definitely value 1 and value 2, but I don't remember how I call it. I think I have to call it on, well, I'll find out. I did use it at some point, but equivalent to lerp. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Lerp. There we go. Linearly interpolate between 2 values by the factor defined in weight. Before interpolation, weight should be between 0 and 1 inclusive. However, its values outside this range are allowed and can be used to perform extrapolation. If this is not desired, use clamp F to limit weight. Okay. Both from and to must be the same type. Which is not a problem because they're both positions. So lerp that position to that position. Just velocity, what? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Something like that. Yeah. So in that case, I think it has to be, the global position has to be lerp from my global position to the target position by a weight of say 0.5, and that should actually smoothen it out. And I don't need to do the weird breadcrumbs thing that I used to do. that I was thinking of doing, and I was thinking about doing like an array of breadcrumbs and you have to follow them. No need. There we go. Yes. Still a little snappy, just a little bit. Way better than it used to be. And this is because of the weight. I don't know if the weight is smoother by 0 or if it goes to 1. We're gonna find out. Might be a little bit of a pause in between them. But okay. Not as smooth, but I believe it just weight need to be bigger. Okay, wait. No, weight need to be smaller. Actually, it's the opposite. Okay. Smaller, apparently, yeah? Towards 0. Oh. Okay, if it's 0, it doesn't do it. So I think... Well, it depends. I mean, if you're using... With the calculations, yeah, if it's 0, it doesn't do it. But the lower it is, the slower it is to actually do the lerp. So I think it has to be... I don't know, maybe 0.2. We'll see, but I'll keep optimizing it. Oh, there you go. That's nice. Nice and smooth. Much smoother. It follows you. Maybe a little bit too smooth. It feels a little bit too floaty, in my opinion. Although, not as much. But yes, we're getting there. We're getting there. I feel like maybe 0.2 would be better, but thank you, though. Without you, I wouldn't have thought of lerp. I would have done something stupidly complicated. So okay, that's good. That's good. Looking great. Actually, it was better before. Okay, I'm gonna do 0.1, and that is going to be the factor. I can get a lot more granular. I can be 0.15 or something, but 0.1 is fine for now. Now, my next issue is, I have this array of current coworkers following the player, and it's stored inside the player's class node, script, whatever. It's stored inside the player anyway, because I feel it makes more sense. Now, the thing that I want to do is I am adding each coworker to the front of the array because I want each coworker. I believe you're trying to make the agent follow the previous agent instead of player. Exactly. Yes, that's exactly it. So that is exactly what I want to do. In this case, it's following the player because I was just implementing the first one, just trying to see how the position would work. Great, it works. Now, I need them to follow the next agent, the previous agent, or the next agent in the queue. Yes, unless there's no one. In that case, they follow the player. How the hell do I do that? Because I have this in this array works. I tested it. I was just printing it earlier. For maybe add them as children and follow the stay of the child in front of them. Make each agent contain a list of their position. Yeah, that could work, actually. Add them as children to each other, you think? Or children to the player? Make each contain a list of the position, something like that. Because right now... player. Oh, yeah. Alright. Make each player contain a list of the position. Oh, okay. Maybe add them as children, follow the... player of the chat. Yeah, I'm a bit lost in that message, but we'll come back to that. So I know that this array is working and it's actually storing positions. Because for coworker in player.coworker trail, if I then print the coworker.global position, you'll see in the lovely console below that I have a way of accessing them this way. The problem is that I need to work out where the current coworker is in the queue and make calculations based on that, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that. But you can see there, down there. Oh no, you can't actually see that. Give me a second. Yeah, see down there in the console over here. I've got the positions, the global position of this current coworker right now when I collected it. If I collect another one, there you go. I got 2 positions. So that's the first coworker and the second coworker, where they are in the world at the moment. And same for this one now, and so on. Yes, they have their own lists for when they move, and the child before them is listening for this list, and when the position is changing in the list, the worker is changing as well. Yeah. I get the logic. I might need to think about it and need a little bit of hand holding there. Because I am not used to playing around with positions this way. So let me think. They have their own lists when they move, yes, of course. And the child before them is listening for this list. And when the position is changing in the list, the worker is changing as well. I don't have a list of. You can get child ID. Oh, yes, I believe I can. I believe I can. I've never again I've never worked with this way. I've done very simple games so far, so I will have to look at the documentation. But if I can get the child ID and add them as children, then yes, it's going to work. Um you're thinking adding it as a children to the player. And then by ID go and find the children by ID. Huh, yeah. That would be a way. Hmm. At the moment, they don't have a list of positions, but I can implement that one. Right now, what they do is there's just a simple position buffer, like a little buffer for the position. And me too, I knew me for 4 years, but I know some complex stuff. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Well, you're definitely more advanced than me there. Because yeah, I'm still kind of a very much a newbie, but with calculations, I can get lost a little bit. So right now, the way it works exactly the same as the player. So the player doesn't have a list of positions. Although if he did have a list of positions, I guess I could scatter the co-workers on those positions and just shift them. But there's probably 100 different ways in which I could build this thing. Right now, the way the co-workers work is they do store a position in the buffer. Then when they reach a certain distance walked, they store the position and then they keep storing until they reach it again, and then they override it and then they store it. So this way you have like a little that's the little offset that you saw over there where the coworker is following the player just by a little distance. um and that's because the player has the same kind of buffer, not buffer, the same kind of like trail length or something. So when the player walks a certain distance, stores a position down, the coworker goes and finds it, and then again once the player is, so if I stop, then it stops storing the position until I start walking again, and the coworker remains there basically. So this is how I was planning to follow the position, because if I can access the array at a specific index that is my current one minus one, maybe when coworker is added to players, assign an ID that is the offset of the item of the list this coworker is checking. That is also another way. Coworker is added to players, assign an ID that is the offset of the item of the list this coworker is checking. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I could do that. I could give an index value plus something, like a current index and whatnot, but current index. Yeah, I feel like I have to play around with indexes a little bit. The thing is, inside that, there is no way currently. But what if? I know that Godot has like a find function for arrays, because I saw it just now. Find what? Find returns the index of the first occurrence of what in this array, or -1 if there are none. The search to start can be specified with from continuing at the end of the array. I'm not sure what that means. Variant. It's anything. The most important data type. Yeah. Yeah. So it's basically the node. So basically, first occurrence of what? Returns the index of first occurrence of what? Yes, far. ID or something in coworker that is also changing in the player. So the player assigned its current IDs and then change it for the next one. Yeah, I was thinking something like that. So I assign an ID when I add the coworker to the thing with an offset or like with some calculation ID plus something. Which I can easily do by calculating the size of the array. So if I calculate the size of the array, then I assign it the size -1 or as the ID or +1. I think size is, yeah, size must be including index 0 as well. It has to be +1 or -1. No, -1 +1. Yeah. So that way I've got the position in natural numbers. So I could do that, for example, get the size of the array and give it an ID. But what is this find? Returns the index of the first occurrence of what in this array. So I could, from 0. So I could actually start scanning the array. And as soon as I find myself, I return the index. So find returns the index. If it returns the index, it means I get an int from it. So, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I know. Which means I could do, at least this is how I'm thinking. So I could do find. No, wait, it's a method, isn't it? Yeah. So I have to find like, let's say current, var current index, for example, and I do player dot active coworker. Coworker or coworkers? Active coworker. No, coworker trail. Yeah, something completely different. Player dot coworker trail dot find. I think that would be, and I have to find the active coworker, which is me because I've already got a reference to myself here. I have to find the active coworker starting from 0. Yeah, I feel like this is it. So then I can try and print the current index. See what happens. But yeah, no, this is gonna work because it only triggers when the state becomes following, and the state becomes following after I've added the coworker to the array. Let's find out. Let's see. I'm gonna try and print that. Print to the console. See what happens. If it works, great. I've got everything I need. Because if I got the index, then I can just calculate things from there. Please don't crash. 0. It works. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. It works. Perfect. It's exactly what I needed. It works. I'm finding myself inside the array of coworkers. I think when I'm done making a fan game for a fan game, okay, try to copy your game that you're making, but try less code as a challenge. But if you want me to, no, do. I'm not gonna make a commercial. I'm not gonna make this commercial. We can do like a little project together if you want. We could do an episode or something of the podcast, maybe, or something like that. We could do a live stream, whatever you might want to do. We could do it together. I'm perfectly open to that. Very collaborative guy in general, and also I'm not planning to sell this game, so have fun. I don't mind. It's not really that original as an idea. It's just a little silly thing that I did for a jam. So yeah, but feel free. Absolutely. And to be fair, yes, I could do this whole thing with a lot less code. Can I challenge you then for a horror game contest? Sure. Why not? I love horror. I've done one horror game, which was cool. but it wasn't quite as horror as I would have wanted it to be. Not because of, you know, any reason whatsoever. It was just more atmospheric, more like Lovecraftian, mysterious rather than horror. So I would love to play around with a horror game. Absolutely would love to do that. My only problem is that I'm not a 3D artist, so I cannot do 3D. I could use like assets. But if it's 2D, I can just probably do something on pixel art and whatnot. I feel like I'd be okay. So now that we have the current index, we can now use this one to basically follow. So what I need to do is exactly here. So first off, we calculate the index, we work it out. Oh, I'm so excited. This might actually work. Let's see. This might actually work. Let's find out. If current index is 0, because at that point you know that there's nothing. Noted. I'll challenge you later. For now, goodbye. It's 1 a.m. for you. Oh yeah, sure. Go. I feel like I might be getting to where I wanted to be for tonight. So, so yeah. Hopefully next time it will be. I will have the working trail if you come, and I think I'm going to do dev streams on Mondays, but I might do them on other days. I'll see how it works. Anyway, so if current index is 0, then the target position needs to follow the player. Otherwise, if it's not 0, we go and the target position becomes the player.coworker trail current index. And we access their previous position. And then we simply lerp. Our global position becomes lerp between global position and target position. Ah, yeah, 0.1. 0.1. Fingers crossed. If I've implemented everything correctly, we're going to have the snake trail. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Ah. Okay, it kind of works. I feel like there's something that's not quite working. And that's because the position isn't being updated. The global position isn't being updated. It is kind of trying to follow the previous guy, but it's not quite doing so. And I think the answer will be here. Yeah. The answer is here. Distance walk becomes 0. Position buffer. And then we update to global position. Oh, yeah, because we were updating the global position. Okay. This should work. Come on. Oh no, it stops the previous one. Why is that? Ah, no, wait. I'm an idiot. I was following I was having the coworker follow itself, not the position of the previous one. So of course it was always stationary. This might actually work, guys. Oh! It works! It works. It works. I don't know why it snaps to that. I don't know why it snaps to that. To like the 0 position. But it kind of works. Quipscore, are you watching? I'm getting there. I've got a snake trail, kinda. Getting there anyway. Yes, nice. Look at that. Look at them. They're the most beautiful thing I've ever done. Look at that. I don't know why they snap to the 0 position. That's something I have to kind of work out somehow. I made it. It's the snake trail. I've got the little snake of coworkers. Now there's another issue. This. When I free a coworker, it keeps trying to find them. I have to make sure that the coworker exists first. Oh, I have to also pop them from the queue. Okay, that's how I can fix that. So when there we go. When I'm saved, I need to go into, oh, this is C and Harvard all coming back. Player.coworker trail dot pop, I think it is. And it's current index. I believe. No. Oh yeah, no, because I need to work out the current index there. So I have to do breadcrumbs variables var current index to be an int. Otherwise, we are screwed. I don't remember if it's pop that allows you to pop the item at the current at the index of your choice. I will have to find out. Pop at. Oh, pop at. That's the thing. Pop at. Removes and returns the element of the array at index position. If negative position is considered relative to the end of the array. Returns null if the array is empty. Position out of bounds and error message is also generated. Good. So pop at. This way it's first removed from the array and then freed. Completely destroyed. Unless there's another way to remove the item, but I think it's pop. I feel like it's pop. Reduce, remove at. Oh, remove at? What is that? Removes the element from the array at the given index. Oh, I don't need to return it. Remove an element by value, use arrays instead. This method shifts every element's index after position back. Oh, shifts every element back. Okay. Should be alright anyway, because I've kind of built something in place of that. Finds and remove the first occurrence of value from the array. If value does not exist in the array, nothing happens. No, this is by value, not by index. I need to remove. Okay, I need to remove Remove at. Okay, good to know. Remove at current index. So at that point, the out of range issue should not happen again. The good thing is that they follow each other. Now that one snaps there and then follows, but then the other two snap there too. So it's definitely following their... Oh. They're not stopping where they're supposed to stop though. They're supposed to stop at the previous position. That's alright. Minor thing we can fix. Previous position, previously freed. So that didn't work. Remove at current index. If I do pop at current index. Oh no, but it shifts everything. Okay. No, but minor setback. For now, I want to make sure that they don't snap to the 0 position. I don't know how to fix that, but should be an easy one. There's some logic somewhere that is not quite working. I have to remove this portal for now. Just put it there. Otherwise I won't be able to test anything. Okay. That one snaps there, and that one snaps there, and that one snaps there. Okay. Now I have to figure out why they snap. Move from the global position to the target position, which is that one. So the problem is the global position, I think, is never set. Maybe I'll snap to position buffer. I'm not sure. It gets reset. It's from there to there. Not sure what's causing the big jump. 0. Maybe position? That's from the current position to the target position? I don't think so, though. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any difference. I don't know why the global position gets reset to 0 before it moves again. Because the first player doesn't do it. Let's do another thing. Player.coworker trail. Current index. Oh no, wait. Global position. I don't know if that's going to change anything. Probably not, but yeah, no, it jumps over there. As if their global position is there for some reason. Let's find out. Find out what's going on. Let me also double check Notion, because now it works. Okay, let's see. Right, here we go. Starting position. Ah! Target position. Previous position, current index. It's a maybe. No, I don't think so. Ah, there you go. Starting position equals global position. Target position is that one. That's it. This music is just amazing. Okay, it's this one. So first, it tries to get to the target position, which is at 0, or I think it's this one, which is at 0, and then it tries to get to the player. I think it starts moving before the target position is set for some reason. So, player start position, player goal position. It's okay. Don't care. But. I don't even need this one, to be fair. We'll get there. Oh yeah, I was going to look at here the break to see what I need to do. Fix co-work is getting stuck. Textbook can create a working pause menu for animation system and was working illumination system. Okay, we're kind of doing that. That one we won't do. Well, the co-work is getting stuck thing is kind of fixed, I suppose, but now we have to fix this thing about the position. So the target position, I think we just don't set it at the beginning. We do have the starting position, but I don't think we need to worry about that. Let's see. It could be that one. It could be that, like, setting the target to be the 0 before kind of messes up with the whole logic thing. Let's see. Oh. Ah, yeah, well, that didn't really help. Thought it crashed. I didn't see a try to snap though, so maybe. No, still goes there. Something that messes up with its logic when it tries to go from the global position to the target position. For some reason, the global position gets set to 0. So let's do global position equals global position. I don't know. I mean, trying to make sure that why does it go to 0? I have no idea. Target position becomes the current index minus 1 dot previous position. Then maybe that. What happens if I do that? Could it be that? So there. Yeah. It was that. The previous position. Ah, yes, of course. Because the previous position is initialized to somewhere, I think. Previous position becomes a position buffer. Previous position to 2, which is null, so it's initialized to 0. So I think at first what I have to do is previous position equals global position. So that we give it the starting position. I don't think I use this anywhere. Yeah, I don't use it anymore. So gets the starting position for navigation. So that way there's no null or whatever before it gets set to anything, and we should be okay. This is even more weird because now they don't snap there, but they wait a second to snap. At some point, their global position gets reset. I have no idea where. But at some point, when it tries to calculate the previous position from the position buffer, let's try and initialize the position buffer too to be the current global position. Okay. Fix. There we go. Look at that. It's actually cute. It looks like they're being added to the queue. This is an unintended effect. But if you look closely, it looks like they're being added to the actual queue because they kind of shift. They do a little wave. Poof. See? Poof. And actually, I think it's a case of them being added to the front of the queue, as in the array and such. Okay, so the snake trail works. Amazing. The only bug that I'm having is if I try to free them, so the whole point of the gameplay, if I try to free them, I get a crash. Because it's trying to then do the calculations on something that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. Invalid access to property your key previous position on a base object of type previously freed. Which means it's still trying to access the previous guy. Despite me freeing the current index as soon as possible when we become saved, before it's freed. What I could do is just to make sure that the triple check that this is the issue. Active. Actually, hide. Just gonna hide it. Still gonna be in the scene, but hidden. Let's see what happens. Okay. Off we go here. Oh. Previously freed. What does it say previously freed? Kida! What does it say previously freed? I did not free it. When does it get freed? Oh yeah, this is not going to be used anymore. This whole agent target navigation and whatnot, set movement target. I don't need all of that anymore. Change direction, maybe. Position current to index. Position offset based. Okay, that's fine. Freeze. Okay. If player dot coworker trail current index -1 dot exist. There's like something to see if something exists. GOOOOO check if array node, no, check if array not freed, something like that. Okay, check for freed instances. An array that stores nodes, sometimes nodes are removed. When I print the array out, it shows freed. It's not 0. This is an array front, but that slot was freed. I don't want to take that slot. Try using is valid and instance is valid. No, it's okay. Ah, great. Okay. Clean the array. Oh, I can clean the array. Well, I could clean the array, I guess. Array of node clean. Oh yeah, well that's clean array var clean array. Write them in dirty array. For instance, clean array append. Oh, basically you create a new array with just the clean items. Seems a little bit overkill. Let me just check what this guy is doing. Hey. What are you doing? Hmm? Do you want to die of electrocution? Oh. She likes to chew on Alexa's cable. That's not ideal. Right. Where was I? Yeah, if it's instance valid. The array does not. Okay. So if is instance valid. Maybe they have a beef, you know, possibly. If is instance valid. Index -1. Yes, that's a slot. If it's valid, then target position, etc., etc. We just move it. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. It was freed. I mean, you would think that. You would think that freeing something from an array, it just removes it completely. It does not. It keeps a reference to it. Even popping doesn't seem to do anything. But let's see what happens if we try to. Ah, yes, it works. Great. Why is it not following me anymore? Yeah, because the reference was. Ah, damn it. But then it didn't shift. Okay. Let's print the. Gonna have to debug here. Print current index. Let's actually print the current index. No, not when it's saved. Let's print it every frame. Let's see what happens. So I was able to free things really well, but now I just want them to follow me to the end of the world. Yeah, and that one makes it stop. Yeah, because now this one hasn't become 1. It has remained... It hasn't become 0. It has become 1. So... Okay, before we do that... It's supposed to do that, though. Pop at. It's supposed to shift everything, but... Oh, no, wait. Remove at. It's supposed to shift everything by 1. It wasn't pop at. Correct. Remove at. Method shifts every element's index after position back, which may have a noticeable performance cost, especially in a larger array. The position cannot be negative. To remove an element relative to the end of the array, use R remove and R size, etc. Yeah, of course. Remove the last element. Remove. Yeah, the position will never be negative because I get the current index for this guy, so that's all right. Pop. But it says this element shifts every other element's index back. Oh no. Oh yeah, no, it does. Every element's index after position. Back. If I'm popping... Okay. After probably means... Let's see what happens. I might have to move, to shift things and clean it up. These are little optimizations, though, that one needs to do. They want to survive in this world. You know, it stops there and it keeps having index of 1. Okay. Which actually probably means if I go get another coworker, it's gonna start following again because it will do the checks. If I go here, here, and here. No, too many. Oh, it's all right. But now we don't have position number 0 anymore. We got 1 and 2. And if we grab this one, we got 0 now. Oh, but now we got 2 and 3. So they're not able to follow the one previously, the previous one, because they're not being moved. Like, I don't think this is gonna make a difference, but I'm gonna try a wait. Like, wait for that one to be done, and then you free the... I feel like moving things around in an array is slightly slower than freeing things up in a queue. Still didn't work. Okay, never mind. So that was removed, but it did not shift things by 1. How do I... I'm sure there is a way. Same type as read only, insert hash. Nah. Has get typed. I have to go in like 30 minutes. Front. Find custom, find filter. No. Fill. Arrays. Clear. Search. Back. Sign. Append. Push back, push front. Back. Unless I push it to the back, which would shift every other element's index forward. Push front. Push back. Array. GOOOOO. Remove freed object from array. I'm trying to build a simple term based. Okay, turn is okay. This if my array is empty. Okay. Measure will be does a free object count as null? It does not. There's two things in different values of both represent invalid reference. Or comparing a freed object to null using operator will return true. So implicit casting a freed object to boolean will return false. So doing a foo check on a potentially freed object should be fine. Note that each thing in your array is not an actual object, but a reference to some object. So when the object is gone, a reference in the array will still be there, just that it will refer to an object that's not alive anymore. Okay, I got to that part. When the object is gone, it's your responsibility to dispose of any references to it your code still may hold, either as array elements or otherwise. Yes, and how do you dispose of the references? Try this instance valid. Yeah, okay, but I don't. I want to clean up. This is such a little weird little thing, but it's. I feel like I'm almost there. Create object. Okay, yeah, okay. For node and get tree, get nodes and group. No, not what I want to do. Move item. Latest updates. These errors gone. No, 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 no. Go to array, remove reference. Yeah, exactly. It's what I want to do. What if I don't do the queue free for now? Because that might be the whole issue. But the thing is, let's see. Okay, we have 0, we have 1. That doesn't move. They don't. Okay. Shift. Go to shift array. Move array element. There we go. Replacing this to the array addition vector 2 keys. 2 keys. No, that's not what I want. Okay, go to engine. I'm this close to using a smart assistant here. Description. I'm still trying. We'll still try. I feel like I'm very close to the answer. This is the old one though. Go to shift array by 1. Something like that. Oh yeah, no, wait. No, actually that's good. I would be at 1, but I have to be at 0. When I free the first one in the queue, I would have to be at 0. Like the it would have to be moved. Remove at current indexes. So if I remove the 0, what I'm left with is number 1, isn't it? But then I want number 1 to become the new number 0. Yeah, right now I've got 0 and 1. Save. Wait a minute. Why is it being queued? Why isn't it being queued freed? Huh? Why is it being freed? Worker saved. I know why. I know why. It's in the portal. That's it. It's this one. It's not here. I don't know why I have it in 2 places. I think this doesn't work. But this one does. Right? I think that was the issue. You didn't have a chance to run the remove at. Oh, she's cute. Didn't even have a chance to run because the portal would kill it. Didn't remember that. Yes! Okay. We can still go. Yeah, the queue free isn't working because it's not changing to coworker to saved. But that's okay because if I go into the coworker portal, I'm not actually changing it. So what I have to do is body dot what is it? Worker is CSM dot change state. CSM dot change state. Change state to coworkers. Coworker states. Coworker states. Okay. Coworker states dot saved. And that would have to be body dot coworker states dot saved. Right. So once we do that, if the body is in the coworkers, the coworker status turns to saved. And we free the queue. We add to the game manager, everyone is happy. Isn't that right? Oh, yes. Done. It worked. All I had to do was remove this. Change that one to coworker states saved and add a saved coworker to the game manager. I don't have a reference to the player, right? I suppose this thing should be handled by the portal rather than the coworker, but it's kind of the same. Saves a coworker and shifts queue positions. Score handled in portal logic. Not that it matters, but yeah. So basically, I was checking this one without ever having changed the coworker state to saved. No wonder it did not work. Right, so we got a test level. We got actually, I feel like we are in a very good place now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bunch of coworkers all in a row. I'm going to do like 5, 6, whatever. I'm going to do a lot of them. Active coworker. There we go. Do another one. Another one. We'll do another one. And we'll do another one. We'll do a lot. And then we do the snake-like pattern. Are you ready, Quipscore, for the most, for the coolest snake trail in all of the break? And it should work exactly as intended. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We got 10 co-workers all following me in a snake-like pattern. Look at that. Look at how smooth we are. There we go. And now we go all through the portal. Look at that. Yeah, no, actually, they're not supposed to speed through that way. But I don't mind that. I think they speed through the portal because they try to chase the previous coworker's position, even though it's been cleared. No, they try to chase me, and I get farther and farther. So if I... Okay, I don't know why that one goes to 0, but something we will fix at some point. So we stop here. Look at them. Yeah, they try to speed because at that point they are at the end of the queue. So they try to speed to me because they're going through like first to last, and so quicker and quicker they try to get through to the portal. Okay, we've done it. Snake trail is done. The array system works perfectly. We've got everyone, and the list works, the logic works. It's all done. They get shifted down the list, and so index 1 becomes 0, then 2 becomes 1, 3, 2, and so on. And so they each take the position of the one that was freed before. They have a reference to the index of their neighbor, and they follow the neighbor. I don't see a problem with this. I think we are good. Now, what we can do is test main, like test the whole game, and see how it works when you have obstacles that they can bump into. Let's see, let's find out. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, this guy follows me. Look at that, they cannot get stuck anymore because they follow me. There is no way they can get stuck. If I get stuck, they get stuck. If I get in here, because there are no collisions with them, they're fine. Even if I do very sharp turns, there is no way they can't get stuck because they, well, wait. Well, they should be able to get stuck. Ah, yeah, because there's no collision here anymore. Ah, I've disabled the collisions with the cubicles, I think. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. But anyway, it's so not noticeable that we are fine. And then simply go and grab some more. Then we go here. Bum, 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 bum. Saved. All 4. We go to the next one. And because we don't have any more co-workers, this one should work, right? Yeah. Yeah, we got co-workers. We got 2 of them. Let's go that way. Try and find them. Go that way. They cannot be detected. We can save this one. Amazing. That's just what I wanted from this game. Bam, bam. Bum, 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 bum. It's just the music is such a banger. Whoop. Look at them trying to follow me. Oh, they're so great. Look at that. Now we go to the exit. And look at them just following me in such a beautiful snake-like pattern. Look at that. Just sneaking around the cubicles and whatnot. This is amazing. I love it. Okay. Now this is the problem here. Okay. There we go. Okay. Right. We did a lot of progress here. I mean, may not feel like much, but to me, it definitely freaking was. The coworkers getting stuck is done. We've done the snake-like pattern. Now on to, well, not now, but for next time, because I'm just gonna go to sleep now. That's been enough enough drama for one night, but we did it. All good, all done. Took a little bit of logic. My brain was fried in some points, but I'm very proud of this snake trail having happened. Really, really happy. I think it's smooth. I think it works. I think it's got a lot of character. So great. I do call this stream a success, and I can recover it on last time without using Gen AI. I only used it earlier before the stream to understand kind of what I wanted to do, but in any case, I didn't follow their instructions after all, and the breadcrumbs I'm definitely not implementing now. It just works. So yeah, it works. It's great. Perfect. Now, next time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak the black pawn collisions. That's going to be super easy because I just have to find kind of an idea of a way to give a reason for the black pawns to exist. I think I will make them collide with the player so that they get in your way and they try to stop you. Because right now they're just wandering around and not really doing much. They're just going on their own little pace and whatnot. And those are the two little bugs that I wanted to adjust, which is the snake trail. Actually, I can show you the roadmap here. There we go. This is the roadmap in Notion, the one that I have. Got these little things here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Nope, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for you. Yeah. So I had the coworkers getting stuck. Now it's definitely fixed. And it was fixed. I think I want to build a little thing here. Wait. So date. Date complete. What I'm going to do is build a little automation in this little database, and as soon as date complete automation, as soon as the date, oh no, there is date completed. Sorry, my bad. There's a date completed. I don't know what it is. Here, okay. Oh no, it's already. Oh no, okay, it's already automated. That's good. That's good. That's good. They completed. We got it. All right. I don't like this layout. Now I'm a grown up here. I'm gonna fix it before next time. I'm gonna make it a little bit nicer to look at. But yeah, basically this is the roadmap for the game. So we got the cohorts getting stuck that is fixed. Next time we're gonna do the bugs. We're gonna clear the bugs list, which is tweak black on collisions and purpose. I think in terms of bugs, I can file the fact that coworkers speed to portal, sometimes missing it. Make them aim for it. So what I can do is, as soon as the first coworker starts going through the portal, maybe emit a signal, or a boolean gets changed somewhere. I don't know. And then all the coworkers are going to in the array are going to start speeding towards the portal, rather than trying to catch up with you. So I think I'm going to do like a for loop, and for each one in the queue, their global position is going to have to match the target position, which is going to be the portal. So you use for loop with target position matching portal. So next time I don't forget. And I feel like this is going to be in the, well, loop. I have to refine these categories. Not a big fan of them. That I would say is normal. And I will tweak the black pawn collisions so that I give them some purpose, and so next time the black pawns will actually start having a purpose again. Then I have some ideas here that I want to implement for the end game, but I also have the player animations to keep doing. I have to do like the I've done the idle. I need to do the walking animation. I need to do maybe the death animation, but there isn't really a death animation. I've done Can you hear me still? Yeah. I've done idle, I've done walking, I can do death. I don't know what else I can do. Victory maybe with a timer before you pass the next level. I guess I could do that, but that we'll see. This is all part of the polish at some point. But then we have in the backlog, and I think these are going to take priority over the ideas and concepts because those are more like art stuff and whatnot. Text box queuing system for in-game story. I already have a text box queuing system elsewhere in another game. Good. I have to create a working pause menu. I have to create the full animation system, which means adding animations to the other pawns, the guards, the co-workers, the black pawns, anything else basically that needs to be animated, I need to animate. So I need to do the full animation system. I need to add a WAS control scheme with a toggle. That was a request from the jam, so that people can still play around with WAS instead of using the mouse. I'm gonna have to work out a way to detect movement so that then the system that I just made for these guys doesn't break. But that's a minor thing. I can just use a variable or whatever. I'd level coworkers on end level screen so that people know how many coworkers they saved in the level out of the total coworkers. And then add an illumination system. So maybe play around with the light a little bit. I just have to do very simple textures and then add lights, add a global illumination, and then create lights and whatnot. I don't think I'm going to do shaders and whatnot, but yeah. So this is all the backlog, all the things I want to build for this game, and then there's all the ideas and concepts like environmental narrative. I want to leave maybe some notes here and there, just so that people get in there and say and read, and they're like, oh, what is this world about? And they learn a little bit more about the world. Should be really cute. I don't know if I want to add coworker classes like hacker, salesman, and such. That gets into commercial territory. I really don't want to make this game commercial. It's cute, but it's a small game. I want to make it and call it a day, unless I get so much into it that yeah. The time limit I probably want to do. So actually, this one I'm moving too low. The time limit I do probably want to do because it's pretty cool and it might add a little bit of a challenge for the player. Red button narrative and sprite I'm going to explain next time. Pretend to work mechanic. So maybe to try and escape the cameras, you can pretend to work when you approach an empty desk. Something like that. That was something that was suggested. But yeah, this is the whole roadmap for the game. Something super simple. I just have to do some refinements here and there, add some features and such. But that's it, pretty much. I wouldn't say I want to do anything more complex, and then I want to move on to the next game idea, which is a little cute moon game that I want to do, and it's still inspired by the little loop thing. Another bug that I have to solve actually is solve the infinite tween loop on clearing level. It definitely has to do with the tweens not being cleared correctly, which is something I have to look into. Not a major because it doesn't make the game crash, but it could create some problems. Don't want to do that. Programming owner is obviously me, but yeah, I don't care about that, and that's done. Okay, well, I think that's it for this stream. Wednesday we'll do RimWorld. At some point we'll do Satisfactory. We'll do a bunch of other games that I got and that I have, and they're all super addictive. They're all like resource management. Someday we might do Dwarf Fortress. But let's keep going with RimWorld because I have played it quite a ton this weekend and I've learned quite a bit. So I should be a bit more of an efficient player. Yeah, I know. Oh wow, I do. I do think that's gonna be interesting. But I do like brainy games. I do like getting stuck in like the most complex mechanics. Dwarf Fortress might be interesting if I get into it the right way. Maybe someday we'll do Factorio. Although may that day come as late as possible. And that's it. Thank you, Quipscore, as usual, for hanging out and hanging around. Always a pleasure having you here. One of the few people who follows every single stream of mine. I don't know how you bear to do that, but I really appreciate your presence here. I do notice it, and it's always very, very much appreciated. It makes me happy. At least there's someone in chat listening to my ramblings. I will go now. Have a lovely evening, night, whatever, and I will see you in 2 days for Rim Rim and some interesting updates that I want to show you. But we'll keep going with our France colony before we do anything else elsewhere. So yeah, the one that you know, basically. I'm going to pick up from where we left last time, even though I did a lot of progress in other bits. You'll see. No spoilers. Yeah, see you next time. Bye bye, good night, and see you on Discord as well.